Morning. Lesson 361 to 365. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace, certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, he will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will he also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of him. He is in charge by my request, and he will hear and answer me, because he speaks for God, my Father, and his Holy Son. We may not often think of that he gives us thoughts, that Spirit gives us thoughts that are true, that are coming directly from God, from Spirit. This is what we can ask for. And be aware that these thoughts are guidance, inspiration. The ego is quick to diminish these thoughts. As soon as the ego makes them its thoughts or your own personal thoughts, they're gone, they're made meaningless. But we should trust these thoughts that are inspired, guided. So he will give all that we need. If I need a word to help me, he will give this. If I need a thought, that he will also give. If I need stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of Spirit. He is in charge by my request. Yes, we need to request it. Use the mind that we used for limitation or expansion. He is in charge by my request. It's like in pluribus. The oneness immediately respond to requests. Spirit does that. By our request for him to be in charge in our minds, he is in charge. He takes charge. But we need to ask because our minds are powerful. If we use that power to shut Spirit out, we will not experience this. So last night in that YouTube talk, it came through something about littleness versus magnitude. We can read the first paragraph here. Be not content with littleness, but be sure you understand what littleness is and why you could never be content with it. Littleness is the offering you give yourself. You offer this in place of magnitude and you accept it. So this is what I mean. If you receive a divinely inspired thought, you won't be aware of it if you let the ego change it to something small. But We can become aware of this. This is what the ego does in the mind. Littleness is the offering you give yourself in place of magnitude, and you accept it. Everything in this world is little, because it is a world made out of littleness, in the strange belief that littleness can content you. Everything in this world is little, because it is a world made out of littleness. It was made in the first place from littleness, from the no to magnitude, from the no to God. This world was manifested, is manifested, because it wasn't really in the past. This is very encouraging. Can become so aware of our present thoughts and not choose littleness anymore. When you strive for anything in this world in the belief that it will bring you peace, you are belittling yourself and blinding yourself to glory. When you strive for anything in this world in the belief that it would bring you peace, you are belittling yourself. So the idea of striving again. Let's take a look at that and let it go. Put it on the shelf. Let go of your plans. Let go of striving for anything in the future, or even for anything in form in the present. I want to better this or that. Only the invitation for present peace is worthy to go for. Present peace. This doesn't come from striving, it comes from letting go, surrendering. Littleness and glory are the choices open to your striving and your vigilance. You will always choose one at the expense of the other. Littleness and glory are the choices available. For your striving and your vigilance, you will always choose one at the expense of the other. What do you want, littleness or glory? I'd like glory. When you put it like this, it becomes easy. But it does require our vigilance to go for glory. The guy heard me say that over and over again. He said yesterday, vigilance. I don't remember saying it even once, but I think it comes through. It's the voice of spirit talking about, being vigilant in the mind. Look out for the trap. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the littleness. How glorious if we're able every moment to choose glory, to say no to littleness. How expansive. Because it says what you don't realize each time you choose is that your choice is your evaluation of yourself. Choose littleness and you will not have peace, for you will have judged yourself unworthy of it. So there is an evaluation going on, an evaluation of yourself all the time. And you choose littleness. or glory. Choose littleness and you will not have peace, for you will have judged yourself unworthy of it. Barrett was going into mystical experience around the peace of God this morning. He chose glory and not littleness. Yeah, we can all allow that. Rest your heart. Open to glory. Just drop the rest. It is essential that you accept the fact, and accept it gladly, that there is no form of littleness that can ever content you. And this is all forms in the world. They are little. They can only be used for awakening if we employ them to Holy Spirit, if we give them over to Holy Spirit. What can I practically use for my awakening, for the awakening of the sonship? These are valid questions. Use my skills, my possessions, my body, my mind, for the awakening of the sonship. Because we all know we are not drawn to the world of form. And if we just give it all over, it can be used for the purpose of awakening. He says you're free to try as many forms of littleness as you wish, but all you will be doing is to delay your homecoming, for you will be content only in magnitude, which is your home. There is a deep responsibility you owe yourself, and one you must learn to remember all the time. The lesson may seem hard at first, but you will learn to love it when you realize that it is true and it is but a tribute to your power. You who have sought and found littleness, remember this. Every decision you make stems from what you think you are and represents the value that you put upon yourself. Believe the little can content you, and by limiting yourself, you will not be satisfied. For your function is not little, and it is only by finding your function and fulfilling it that you can escape from littleness. And we can quickly answer, what is your function? It is forgiveness. It is forgiveness. And through accepting your function, you will be given special function by Spirit. You will be called upon into specific functions. And he continues in paragraph 4, there is no doubt about what your function is, for the Holy Spirit knows what it is. That's a nice sentence. There is no doubt about its magnitude, for it reaches you through him from magnitude. So it must have to do with extending magnitude. You do not have to strive for it, because you have it. All your striving must be directed against littleness, for it does require vigilance to protect your magnitude in this world. To hold your magnitude in perfect awareness in a world of littleness is a task the little cannot undertake, yet it is asked of you in tribute to your magnitude and not your littleness. Nor is it asked of you alone. The power of God will support every effort you make on behalf of His dear Son. Search for the little, and you deny yourself His power. God is not willing that His Son be content with less than everything. For He is not content without His Son, and His Son cannot be content with less than His Father has given Him. This is a union with God. This is the desire in the core of your being. This union, this eternal song of love and thanks between the Father and the Son. It's your function to bask in it, to rest in it, be in it forever and ever and ever. And then He becomes practical. He says that He asked you earlier, would you be hostage to the ego or host to God? Would you be hostage to the ego? Would you be a prisoner to the ego? Or would you be host to God? Let this question be asked you by the Holy Spirit every time you make a decision. Let this question be asked you every time you make a decision. Would I be host to God or hostage to the ego? Every time you make a decision, what shall I wear? What shall I do today? Would I be hostage to the ego or host to God? Then decisions become easy. This is for help, not to make decisions harder. Try to get it right, then you are hostage to the ego. If you try to get it right, that is littleness. But if you rest in God, let the decisions flow through you. You observe the decisions that are flowing through you. Then you begin to experience being host to God. There is no chance that you can make God's Son hostage to the ego. He says all your attempts to deny His magnitude and make His Son hostage to the ego cannot make little whom God has joined with Him. That is just a dream. It cannot occur. Every decision you make is for heaven or for hell and brings you the awareness of what you decided for. Again, the deep responsibility in your own mind. What's happening? You making a decision for heaven or for hell? What do you want? It brings to awareness what you decided for. If you wake up and you have a thought, oh, I hate my life, I hate myself, I hate this one or that one, this is the choice for hell. And you get what you ask for. It gets harder and heavier. So if you wake up with this sort of feelings, there is an emergency call in you, an urgency to sit up and say no to that. No, Holy Spirit, show me what I really want. Help me out. I'm open. And to have a shift. And then be open to brothers and sisters that are sent. Be very, very open to learning to trust. Then you'll start to have miracles and experiences of the Son of God. It's beyond form, beyond people. But have a little trust in your brother. This is what Jesus asks. Otherwise, you have judged your brother and put your own past on him or her. And then you get more of littleness. And that's not what you really want. We have to watch out for these traps, especially, if the form is seemingly the same every day. You wake up in the same room, same people around you, same rituals. Watch out. Don't make that truth. Question it. Ask the Son of God to come through in your experience. Ask for magnitude. Every decision you make is for heaven or for hell, and brings you the awareness of what you decided for. Power of the mind. The Holy Spirit can hold your magnitude clean of littleness. Clearly and in perfect safety in your mind. Untouched by every little gift the world of littleness would offer you. Clean and untouched by every little gift the world of littleness would offer you. Again, overlook the error. Stay above the battleground. Don't buy into the little gifts of this world. They're not gifts. They are a trap. But your mind, you are more powerful. You can stay above it. This is your choice. This is what he explains here. Don't accept littleness. He says that, but for this you cannot side against him in what he wills for you. Decide for God through him, for littleness, and the belief that you can be content with littleness are decisions you make about yourself. The power and the glory that lie in you from God are for all who, like you, perceive themselves as little and believe that littleness can be blown up into a sense of magnitude that can content them. Neither give littleness nor accept it. All honor is due the host of God. Your littleness deceives you, but your magnitude is of him who dwells in you and in whom you dwell. Touch no one then with littleness, in the name of Christ, eternal host, unto his Father. This is the message of the Holy One, right to you right now. In this season, Christmas, which celebrates the birth of holiness into this world, join with me, who decided for holiness for you. It is our task together to restore the awareness of magnitude to the host whom God appointed for himself. It is beyond all your littleness to give the gift of God, but not beyond you. For God would give himself through you. He reaches from you to everyone and beyond everyone, to his Son's creations, but without leaving you. far beyond your little world, but still in you, he extends forever. Yet he brings all his extensions to you as host to him. Ah, this is it's touching me. Is it a sacrifice to leave littleness behind and wander not in vain? Let's have a resounding no. That's not sacrifice, to leave behind littleness and wander not in vain. It is not sacrifice to wake up to glory, but it is sacrifice to accept anything less than glory, like putting salvation off in favor of a few special relationships. How many people do that on this awakening path?
I've done it.
I'll take it later. Oh, no, I must have Christmas with my little family. I must do this. I must tend to that. Getting busy, busy, busy. I am so busy. These are littleness thoughts. It is not sacrifice to wake up to glory, but it is sacrifice to accept anything less than glory. Learn that you must be worthy of the Prince of Peace, born in you in honor of him whose host you are. You know not what love means because you have sought to purchase it with little gifts, thus valuing it too little to understand its magnitude. Love is free. Cannot purchase love by doing something in form for someone else or for yourself. You're worthy of love now. Love is available now. Even a little yes within would suffice to start to let it come to you. Love is not little, and love dwells in you, for you are host to him. Before the greatness that lives in you, your poor appreciation of yourself and all the little offerings you give slip into nothingness. Before the greatness that lives in you. Wow. And here he prays to us. He almost begs, he asks, he says, Holy child of God, when will you learn that only holiness can content you and give you peace? When will you learn that only holiness can content you and give you peace? When will you learn to not ask for littleness anymore? Remember that you learn not for yourself alone, no more than I did. And this can inspire us. Because littleness makes you think you only do it for yourself and you think that's not worth it. But if you know you're not doing it for yourself alone, actually that can spur you on. You're doing it for everyone. You're doing it for the whole universe, everything in it. Isn't it worth to say yes? Because somewhere you know your own little self is nothing. But everything of everything is in God. You do it for everything, for the truth. You know, it's just much more than the sums of the parts of this world. It is something even greater than that. If you do it for that, then maybe you will do it. You will say your yes to holiness. It will be worth it. And this is the problem with littleness, the belief that you do it for yourself, you live for yourself, in isolation, striving for enlightenment in the future. It's heavy, it's hard, tedious. boring, blah. This will not content you. But when you do it for the whole, for everyone, everything, for the whole universe, and the truth beyond this world, then it's worth it. Then you start to understand your thoughts are powerful and very important. How do you direct your thinking in every given instant? What did you give your thoughts to? These questions start to become relevant, important. Do you want to see your brother as a body or as the Christ? This is another way of asking the same question. As you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. Don't teach deception. Don't teach lies. Don't teach littleness. Become honest. Yeah. Again, remember that you learn not for yourself alone, no more than I did, Jesus says. It is because I learned for you that you can learn of me. It's because I learned for you that you can learn of me. The love affair. I would but teach you what is yours, so that together we can replace the shabby littleness that binds the host of God to guilt and weakness with the glad awareness of the glory that is in him. My birth in you is your awakening to grandeur. Welcome me not into a manger, but into the altar of holiness, where holiness abides in perfect peace. My kingdom is not of this world, because it is in you. And you are of your Father. Let us join in honoring you, who must remain forever beyond littleness. Decide with me, who has decided to abide with you. Decide with me, who have decided to abide with you. So much love. So much love. Would we turn our back to that? Jesus has decided to abide with us. We can decide with him. He's always there, always available, inviting us to decide with him. I will as my Father wills, knowing his will is constant and at peace forever with itself. You will be content with nothing but his will, accept no less, remembering that everything I learned is yours. What my Father loves, I love as he does, and I can no more accept it as what it is not than he can. Cannot turn it into something else. This is what I started talking about. The ego turns the thoughts of glory into something else, into something little. But he says here, you can't accept that. He says, what my Father loves, I love as he does, and I can no more accept it as what it is not than he can, and no more can you. You can't accept the ego's offerings, what the ego twists God into. You will hate it, you will despise it, and yet, why is there attraction to it? It doesn't make sense. Let's side with the attraction for God in its place. When you have learned to accept what you are, you will make no more gifts to offer to yourself, for you will know you are complete, in need of nothing and unable to accept anything for yourself. but you will gladly give, having received. The host of God needs not seek to find anything. The host of God needs not seek to find anything. If you are wholly willing to leave salvation to the plan of God and unwilling to attempt to grasp for peace yourself, salvation will be given you. If you're wholly willing to leave salvation to the plan of God and unwilling to attempt to grasp for peace yourself, salvation will be given you. The undoing, the surrender, leaving the space unoccupied of the ego, then peace will be yours. Don't try to grasp for peace, and you will see peace is there. Yet think not you can substitute your plan for his. Rather, join with me in his, that we may release all those who would be bound, proclaiming together that the Son of God is host to him. Thus will we let no one forget what you would remember, and thus will you remember it. I thought I would read only the first paragraph. Here I am all the way until the last paragraph. Call forth in everyone only the remembrance of God and of the heaven that is in him. For where you would have your brother be, there will you think you are. Hear not his appeal to hell and littleness, but only his call for heaven and greatness. Think of someone. Do you hear his call for love and greatness and heaven, or do you misperceive him? Do you judge him? Do you perceive his appeal for hell and littleness? Don't judge anyone. Forget not that his call is yours, and answer him with me. God's power is forever on the side of his host, for it protects only the peace in which he dwells. Lay not littleness before his holy altar, which rises above the stars and reaches even to heaven, because of what is given it. His holy altar rises above the stars and reaches to heaven because of what is given it. It's a love song again. Give your love on the altar, and it rises above the stars, even into heaven. Only purity is your birthright. Is the gift worthy of you and of your brother. What a beautiful section, littleness versus magnitude. And the message lives on. You know, this is not just beautiful when we read it. This is the message to remember, to bring with us, to ask in every moment what we offer ourselves and the universe. It's from chapter 15, part 3. Thank you for joining me on this one.